Hi, everybody. So welcome to the training today. I'm going to give everybody a second to pop on. So last night, before I present to everybody, I'll give everybody a second. But last night I went live in our private Facebook group. And I went over all this stuff and I poured my heart and soul into the training. And
Hi, everybody.
And I was like so fired up, like to hear your feedback. And I get off and I realized that not you guys were hearing like every like fourth word because the internet was so bad. So I wanted to make sure that I get you guys this information. I couldn't do it like one right after another because I had like the kids all over me and they needed to go to bed and we had like our bedtime routine. But I woke up this morning, I got, Hudson situated and I wanted to go live right now to share everything that I did already share last night. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen here. This is recorded. So if you invited, I know I said this last night and I wanna say it again today, please send the link that you clicked on to get here, send the link to 2 friends. Just do them a solid and do that. Because if you, and I mean, don't invite haters, invite people who truly want to become better and make 2017 the best year of their life. Because for those of you on this training, listening to the recording or on live, those of you who take notes and take this very seriously and aren't like on your phone during this or are watching TV or, you're really focused on the training that I'm about to provide and that you take it very seriously, those people, and then you guys apply it, you guys apply the stuff that we go over, those are the people that are going to see killer results in 2017. So if you take this seriously, you can completely transform your entire life. Okay? So let me share my screen and go ahead and get started. Okay, so one other thing I want to do here. Okay, that's not working. I'm just going to close this out. Sorry. Okay, so 2017, whoa. 2017 planning, goal setting, and creating a vision board. Okay, that's what we'll be going over tonight. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mindy Wonder, and about 7 years ago, I was very shy. I live in a very small town. I'm from Iron Mountain, Michigan. I was very shy. We were broke as a joke. I was stressed. I was unhappy. I was unhealthy. Just my life, I would complain about where my life had gotten to. I would complain about it on a daily basis, but I had no plan of how to change that. I just kept complaining and nagging my husband and complaining and just being unhappy and negative, but I didn't have any plan of action on how to change that. Prior to that, and by the way, I was a new mom. And so one of the reasons why I was so stressed and unhappy is that I was working 50 hours a week at my office manager job where I was getting paid $200 to $250 per week. And I was away from my baby and I hated it. I absolutely hated being away from him. So that was stressing me out. But again, what did I do? Nothing. Did nothing to change it. Even prior to all that though, you guys, before becoming a mother and having to work overtime and, we bought a new home. When we found out we were pregnant, we got into a home that we couldn't afford, even though it was like the cheapest home ever. It was a starter home. It wasn't like we got in over our head. It's just that it was a lot. My husband, right after I had Lane, my husband was laid off from his job. So we were just living off my income alone. Together, our household income was around $18,000 annually together. Okay, so prior to that though, you guys, my whole life, I never had set a goal in my entire life. I wasn't an overachiever. I was the type of person, I remember saying to my sisters, why do you guys like go above and beyond to like impress mom and dad? They're your parents. They love you no matter what. My sisters used to laugh at me when I would say that, but I was like, it's legit. You don't have to, you could do whatever you want. And your parents are the 2 people on the planet that have to love you no matter what. you know? And so, and I remember my sisters were always striving to make them proud or whatever. And I was like, dude, they're proud of me and I'm just going through the motions of life, you know? So yeah, I was never a goal setter or an overachiever whatsoever. But then after having my own child and going, like I said, I was just very unhappy and I was very stressed and we were broke. I finally hit the breaking point that hit not rock bottom so much, but I hit my breaking point where enough was enough. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know what I'm saying? And so I finally said, when did I feel good about life? And that was when I was working out. It was when I was working out and eating clean and I kind of had a routine going, you know? That's when I felt good. I felt good about, you know, I had good posture. I felt strong. I just felt like good, you know, had energy and I just felt really good. And so I said, okay, that's what I want to feel like because I was feeling so negative and unhappy. So I was like, I want to get back to that. So I started working out again. I started following people that would lift me up on social media. I started following people from the videos, from the workout DVDs that I was doing. And that's when I started to get back to fitness. And then that's what kind of, it snowballed from there. You know, I started picking up other things that made me happy. I started my own business, at-home business that I did on the side in addition to my 50-hour-a-week job. And it just, that's when I started to see the light, you know, and I started to want to make a difference in my life. I wanted to have purpose. I wanted to find a job that I loved. I wanted to create a life that I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to create a life that I could design, you know, that I was hearing all these other people, moms that were doing. I wanted to work at home and be present with my family. And that's when I found coaching. Now, if you're thinking this is going to be a what is coaching webinar and I'm going to try to recruit you, that's not it. By all means, I would love to help you. If you want help, if you want to do what I've done, and I do this on a daily, that's what I do. That's what I love. I help people start up their own businesses, get healthy themselves, and then help others, people get healthy. So by all means, I can help you do that. But that's not what this training is about. This training is going to help anybody. Anybody. Doesn't matter what career you're in, what your goals are, or anything like that. This can help you if you apply it to your life. Brian Tracy trains on all this stuff. He's a New York Times bestselling author. Chalene Johnson, another New York Times best-selling author. Also, you might know her from Turbo Fire, PiYo, or other fitness stuff. She trains on this as well. They train people from all different careers, all different walks of life. So that's what I'm trying to say is this is the master of all skills. If you can take the skill, no matter where you are in your life, whether you're into fitness, not into fitness, whether you're a Beachbody coach or not a Beachbody coach, it doesn't matter. If you master this skill and apply it in your life, you can completely transform your life like I have. So I started goal setting in 2010. And like I said, I was just this insecure, negative person and unhappy, unhealthy, that's just starting to work out again, just starting to read some personal development, just starting to read and learn a little bit about goal setting in the end of 2009. So come 2010, and I said, I'm going to try this little goal setting activity. It sounds fun. So I decided to goal set in 2010 and also create a vision board or dream board. That year, you guys, wow, I accomplished more in 12 months than I had in my entire lifetime. Okay. So that year, like I said, I was earning $250 weekly when that was only the weeks that I would work overtime. Hang on, Hudson has a really loud toy and it's probably annoying you. So I'm going to grab him a not so loud toy. Maybe this one will be better, Hudson. Okay. There. Let me take. Here's a cup. Okay, you guys. I think He had a brush, so sorry if that was annoying. Okay, so like I said, I was just going through the motions, and then in 2010, I started to goal set. And when I started to goal set, I accomplished more in 12 months than I had in my entire life. So I went from earning $250 a week, $250 a week, and that was in January. And by December 2010, I was earning over $1,000 a week, you guys. So I went, and that wasn't at my full-time job. That was at just my part-time job with coaching. So I still was earning that $250 a week because I was still working that many hours, but it just, I just started to build my confidence and started to dream bigger, and I started to get focused, and I started to have a plan of action for my life. And it just all fell into place. And we'll go over how to do that in a second. I was very, very shy, and I think my shyness came mostly from my insecurities. But what I learned is that stepping outside your comfort zone is where the magic happens. I was witnessing this in my own life. I've heard it before, but I was actually witnessing this in my own life, where I would see, okay, this is scary, I'm uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then I would see results. In my business, in my life, in my confidence, all this stuff, I would see results. So I realized that I needed to move outside my comfort zone more if I wanted to see more results. I ended up getting certified to teach group fitness, which, by the way, so outside my comfort zone to be the center of attention and it's uncomfortable. And trust me, every time I got up there to teach group fitness classes, I would get nervous, but it was like I would tell myself, this is not nervous, this is excited. And so every day I was moving outside my comfort zone and stretching myself. So I started to teach group fitness classes. Like I said, I've increased my income to $1,000 a week. I quit my full-time job completely. I went from working 50 hours a week away from my family. Now I'm a stay-at-home mom, or I should say a work-from-home mom, and I'm able to be present and not have to miss the first time my son did all of the stuff that I was missing. I was missing the first time he crawled, the first words. I was missing all that stuff. And now, after 12 months of buckling down, making sacrifices, goal setting, I was able to be present with my family. I got to sleep, sleep in my bed, wake up, and not have to go anywhere. I could just work from home, schedule my work hours around Lane's life, so I could fit it in the mom cracks. Like I could do my work during before he woke up, then during his nap, then after he went to bed, and we get to spend the whole day together. We could go to the park, we could go sledding, we could do whatever we wanted. I was like, oh my God, is this real life? And it just kept making me come back for more. And that first year, when I started to accomplish all these things in my life, that's what got me addicted and obsessed with goal setting. And that's what will happen for you guys too if you let it. Okay. Let me just make sure that I did get a text message. So I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. Okay. Yes. I believe you guys can. Okay. Anyways, so and then on top of that, we were able to start the process of building our dream home. We built our dream home the following year, and we took out a 30-year loan for our home, and we paid it off with cash 29 years early, you guys. So we live in our home and we own it. We own it. Because I put that on my goal board, and I started planning for it and creating an action plan for it, and I paid it off 29 years early. The fact that we were living, when I first started goal setting, we were living in a 900 square foot home, our starter home, and struggling. And now here we are a couple of years later, and I'm a 6-figure earner, and we built a dream home, and then we paid it off. Like, that's insane. We started to take multiple family vacations every year. We started going to Cocoa Beach, and Cocoa Beach is where we got married. We started going to Disney World. It's just everything started to make sense. and fall into place. And we were just accomplishing all these goals. So that's my story with goal setting. I feel like it's important to hear somebody else's success story, so you know what's possible. Now let's get into goal setting. And I'm going to provide these slides. There's a group on Facebook and it's called 2017 Planning. I think that's what it's called. And goal setting. And that group on Facebook, I'm going to post these slides too, just so everybody knows. So yeah, so that you guys can take screenshots of this, but otherwise you'll have the slides there. I'll also post the recording there so you can share with your friends. Make sure that you send them the link to this, because here we go. We're getting started. Okay, skipped a slide. Oh, Hudson just crawled into the wall, you guys. It was cute. Keep getting texts, so I just want to make sure that I'm scared now, because last night people were trying to text me to let me know, and then I didn't get the text messages. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. So where to start with goal setting? Let's get into this, okay? First thing you're gonna need to do is clear your head, because you want to dream big. You don't want to be like just kind of half-ass doing this. You want to sit down with no distractions, clear your head, and start this process. I would clear off like a section of time in your day. Do it this weekend or next week, whenever. You can do this whenever. Like if you're watching this training and it's not the first of the year, well, today's New Year's Eve, but if it's not the New Year's Eve or the first of the year, who cares? I goal set every Sunday throughout the whole year. You can do the same. Okay, so clear your head and then decide, make an effort to dream big. Don't sell yourself short. Don't dumb down your goals. Don't try to like make something, you know what I mean? Just dream big. And here's why. This is what I believe. I believe God sent me coaching because he put that dream in my heart to do something more. He's like, now's the time. You can, now you're going to want to push yourself because you have a child. This is the time where you can really take your life and make it something that you create and that you design and something that you want, and you could just like accomplish so many things. Now's the time. And I was so nervous. Like I have no fitness background. God, I'm not an overachiever. I'm not all of these things that you need to be a business owner. I'm not any of these things, but it was in my heart, and I had this fire in my belly about it. So I wanted to go for it. Hey buddy, you want mama to pick you up? So I wanted to go for it. Say hi. Oh, they can't see you though. So dream big, okay? And if you've ever had like a little fire in your belly about something, or you had a goal in your heart ever before in your life, and you kept shoving it back down, thinking, oh, I could never do this. Now is the time to dream big, because there is a reason why God put that goal in your heart, and he feels like you are already equipped with everything that you need. Already, he has equipped you with everything that you need to achieve that goal, okay? So there's a reason. There is a reason for everything, okay? So now you're going to start listening to those little, nudges that God's been giving you, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it. You're going to start listening to those nudges and start writing them down and goal setting with those things, with those goals or with those dreams. Know this, okay, you guys, and I'm not lying to you. Any teacher of personal development or goal setting is going to tell you this. This is the master of all skills. Like, it doesn't matter if you have no business background or if you have whatever. If you master this skill, you are going to master your life. Believe in yourself, believe in this process, and master this skill. In 2017, you're going to it'll blow your mind. You are going to own it. Okay? Take this seriously. This is not a joke. This is like, oh my gosh, you're planning out your life right now with this goal setting. Okay? You're planning out your life. Take this seriously. Okay? Set goals in all areas of your life. Don't just focus on one area. Try all different areas of your life. Okay? So like relationships, career, health, your personal development, faith, all this stuff, wherever you want to grow, it should be multiple areas. Set goals in all of the areas, okay? It gives you a sense of power, purpose, and direction. That's what goal setting will do for you. Now you're going to have you're going to feel once you start accomplishing your goals and dreaming about your goals and visualizing your goals, it's going to give you a sense of power. Like, oh my gosh, it's going to fire you up. You're going to feel purpose every single day you wake up. You're going to be like, I got to get up and I got to start working towards these goals. And every single day, what I do, and I'll go over this in a second, but every single day you're going to wake up and read your goals out loud with this sense of purpose behind it, you know? And you're going to read it out loud and visualize your goals happening and feeling the feeling that you would feel if you'd already achieved them. And it's going to give you a sense of purpose and then direction. You are creating your life plan of action. So it's like almost like, hey, I want to achieve this, that, and the other thing. How do I do it? Plan of action on how you do it. So you're going to have direction every single day of your life, every month, every quarter, the whole year. You're going to have power, purpose, and direction. I suggest that you get a separate goal setting notebook. It doesn't have to be something fancy. I like to get one of those large spiral notebooks. Who's left-handed that's listening on here? The big, large spiral notebooks are easiest because I just feel like there's room for your hand to rest on the paper instead of on the spiral notebook part. Anyways, if you're left-handed, you get me. But get whatever you want, totally do what you want, but get a large notebook because you're going to be doing this exercise once a week, if not more. If you want to do it more, by all means, do it more. You're going to be doing this often, and you're going to be doing some brainstorming as well, and maybe creating notes on other trainings that you might take this year to help grow personally. So have that be like your goal setting notebook, and then you can refer back to it as you start achieving all these goals. Like at the end of 2010, I looked back on my 2010 goal notebook and I was blown away. I was blown flipping away. I didn't even realize how much goal setting had transformed my year. And what else it did for me is that I saw my January goals. I'm like, oh God, they were like so wimpy compared to my March, April, May. As the year went on, I started to get more confident and I started to see myself achieving goals. So what happened is my goals started to get bigger and bigger and bigger because I started to believe in myself more. And that is going to happen to you too. Then what you want to do is do a brain dump on paper. Create everything, anything you've ever wanted or that you will want, just brain dump all of this stuff on paper. I suggest you do this with your spouse. If you have a spouse, sit down with your spouse at the kitchen table, whatever, have some time alone. So do it when the kids are in bed, go to bed or something. And you guys together, what do you guys want in life? It can be anything and you don't need to have a plan on how you're going to achieve it yet. Okay? You just need to have that dream that you want to achieve it. So Brad and I did this when we were earning $18,000 a year. Okay. We did this. We sat at the kitchen table and we're like, oh yeah, I could use a boat. Yeah, I could do a boat. I could do a cottage. I want a cottage someday. We had no plan on how we're going to be able to do this. Not earning any money at the time, but that's what we did. We just did a brain dump of our dreams. Build a dream home. Oh yeah, buddy? Have a home in Florida someday. Like we just you're so cute. We just did a brain dump of all of our dreams. Do that. It's so much fun. Okay? And you don't have to have a plan yet, like I said. Just anything and everything. Know this, there's no unrealistic goal, but there is an unrealistic goal date. So don't think like, oh, I'm not putting that on my goal sheet because that's unrealistic. There's no such thing. If you have the goal, like if you want something, you can achieve it. If God put that on your heart, you can achieve it. If ask and you shall receive, right? But if you're saying, I want to earn $1 million in 6 months and you have no way of getting there yet. Like you have no business yet. You haven't started your own business. You haven't even started working towards that. Unless you truly believe that this is going to happen for you, that might be an unrealistic goal date. Okay. So we have to be realistic with when we're going to be able to achieve these things. Okay. Do this on paper. Okay. All the time. Do this on paper in your notebook, like I said. Then here's another exercise, like the dream list exercise that you can do. Write down all your doubts and concerns. Then next to your doubts and concerns, write down a solution for each of your concerns. I'm going to go put Hudson in the living room right now because he's being talkative, aren't you, buddy? Oh, yeah. So then you're going to write down a solution for each of those concerns. Buddy, boy, you're talkative. Sorry, guys. Sometimes you just got to turn on some Mickey Mouse while you're doing a training, right? Okay, so let's get back at it. Think about, and this is really fun exercise too. So the 3 exercises, the brain dump of your dream list, writing down all your doubts and concerns, and then writing down a solution for each concern. And then the 3rd exercise, before you start goal setting and doing your vision board, is think about who you want to be. Yes, you can change and grow yourself personally. So think of like health-wise, health and fitness-wise. What do you want to look like? What do you want to be like? Lose 20 pounds? Do you want to be more? Do you want to build muscle? How do you want to feel health-wise? Do you want to be somebody who is an early riser and gets their workout in the morning and has energy all day? Do you want to be somebody who is people are considered like a really healthy eater and has all this energy all the time? Think of who do you want to be health-wise. Think of who you want to be career-wise. What is your dream job? What are some things that you're interested in? If you have a passion for health and fitness, like I had a passion for, like I said, I got into health and fitness because I wanted to feel better. Remember, I was saying I was feeling insecure. I was feeling negative, and I thought to myself, when did I feel great? It was when I was working out, doing a certain workout program, and so I wanted to do that again, right? Well, just so you guys know that I was lazy my whole life. I was never into fitness, nothing like that. And it wasn't until my mom got me this workout program. It was a Beachbody workout program. She got it for me for Christmas, and I started to do it. And that you get, for those of you who have never done a Beachbody program, every program has a celebrity fitness trainer. So it's basically like you get to work out at home and have a personal trainer in your living room. They tell you exactly how to do each move. You don't have to it's like you don't have to think about your workout. You just pop in the DVD or turn it on Beachbody On Demand and stream it, and they tell you, and you get killer results because they're celebrity personal trainers. You know what I mean? They're like the best trainers ever. And so I had Chalene Johnson as my personal trainer in my living room, and she would teach on the side of all the workouts. She would teach so many like personal development type things, you know, like, or nutrition things. And that's what really sparked my interest in health and fitness. And I started to read health and fitness books. This is before I had Lane. I started to read health and fitness books. I started to be like a fitness junkie. I started to eat really clean. And so I was starting to transform myself into this go-to health and fitness person. And that's when I developed this huge passion for health and fitness. So career-wise, I knew I wanted to do something in the health and fitness field. Like I thought to myself, what would be the perfect day if I got to be at home with my family, plus get to do something in the health and fitness field and earn a lot of money doing it? Beachbody coaching was the answer for me for all of that. I'll do a job I love, be at home with Lane, and do, help other people do what I was doing. So career-wise, for me, that's what I visualized. Personality-wise, do you want to be more calm? Do you want to be the person everyone thinks is so positive? Do you want to be like that great mom who doesn't lose their cool? Like all these things that you want to work on yourself, you can. You just have to start writing down the ideal person who you want to be. And so do that before goal setting, because that will like ignite some goals to get down on that paper. And you'll start manifesting. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the laws of attraction, but they work. So basically, whatever you think about, whatever you speak about, those things end up coming back around. So if you are thinking about all of these goals and thinking about who you want to be, all that stuff will start manifesting. If you start talking out loud about your goals and telling supportive people about your goals, and all you're doing is focused on these things, who you want to be and what you want to accomplish, the laws of attraction will start to kick in your favor. And you'll start manifesting those things to your life. You'll manifest the right opportunities, the right people, and all of this stuff will start falling into place. But the same is true, you guys, if you start talking negatively about yourself and thinking negatively. That's maybe why you've manifested things that you don't want in your life, because we may have been putting that out there to the universe, and the laws of attraction have been working for you, but maybe not so much in your favor because you're not speaking in your own favor or thinking in your own favor. So that's something to think about as well. But this is why goal setting is the master of all skill, because you're putting out there to the universe, to God, you're asking for all the things you do want. You're focusing on the things you do want and the person you do want to be. Instead of on the day-to-day as humans, we're always focused on what we don't want and complaining about the things that we are or that we don't want. And so by speaking that, even though we're saying, I don't want this, you're actually manifesting what you don't want, because the laws of attraction here, the universe hears just the sentence. So like, for example, I'm so I be fat anymore. I don't want to be unhealthy anymore. All they're hearing is want to be fat, want to be overweight, and by the way, I don't use that word describing myself or any other people, especially not in front of my children. But trust me, I hear this on a daily basis from people calling themselves fat, like legit messages on a daily basis where people are using those terms describing themselves. Anyways, that's what the universe hears, whatever you're saying. Even if you're saying you don't want it, they hear that, and and then you manifest that into your life. So that's why, as you can see, goal setting is the master of all skills, because finally you are focused on what you do want, and you're starting to create plan of action, and your thoughts and everything is surrounded by what you do want. And you're starting to create a plan of action to get there. Okay, let's move on to the step-by-step guide. There's something I was going to say, but now I can't remember what it was. Oh, well. Okay, step-by-step guide. This is goal setting step-by-step guide. The first thing you want to do is step 1. Take out a pen and paper or pencil and paper. So you're going to have a goal notebook where you'll have this, okay? Let me just check on Hudson real quick. You're going to have, like I said, a goal notebook that this is going to be all done in. But for now, if you don't have your goal notebook, just take out a plain piece of paper and a pen. And then step 2, go someplace quiet with no distractions. So like I was saying before, you're not going to do this like where there's kids running all over the living room and you're trying to focus on you're going to want to do this in a quiet room, alone, with the door shut, where you're just alone and you're not worrying about like, is somebody going to read this? I remember I was so embarrassed when I started to goal set. And that's, of course, obviously I wasn't totally believing in myself, but I didn't want Brad to even look at some of the things I was writing down on paper. I was scared because I didn't want him to make fun of me because maybe this seemed a little far-fetched. You know what I mean? So that really helped me by going someplace with no distractions, where I was alone, where I knew no one was going to see this. Okay. So that might be something that you want to do as well. Step 3, write out your priorities first. This is important. I'll tell you a story, you guys. In 2010, in January 2010, I just was like, oh, I didn't do this. Okay. I didn't write out my priorities first. I just started to dream big. It might've been February. Okay. I started to dream big, and I wrote down that I wanted to be in the top 10, okay, of my company, of Beachbody. For those of you who don't know Beachbody, it's the top 10 of my company, okay? Now, I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't know what you got for being in the top 10. I didn't know why I wanted to do it. I didn't even know what it took to do it, but I was going to do it, okay? And so I just started to try to create this plan of action on how to achieve that goal. And I started to watch other people who were in the top 10 and see what they were doing. And there's these reports in my online office that said, here's the top producers, like the top people in the company. Here's what they did this month. It was like giving them recognition for what they've done. And I saw how many sales they made. I saw how many people they helped jump on board and join the business. I saw how many people they introduced Shakeology to, and all of this stuff. So I started to say, okay, that's cool. I can do that too. And I started to do the same things. So throughout that year, you know, like maybe it was May or June or something, I got into the top 10 of the company. I was in the top 10, and it was like my first year being in the business, my first full year. I joined at the end of 2009. So I was like, oh my God, I was on top of the world. And I started to get really obsessed and addicted to working. So it was like every waking moment, all I wanted to do was work, 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 work. And I was just addicted to this goal. And which there's nothing wrong with this, by the way. Wherever focus goes, energy flows. So if you really want to accomplish something, you need to get obsessed with it. You need to think about it 24/7. You need to be like focused, because again, wherever your focus goes in your life, that's where energy flows. So if you're focused on something that you don't want, that's where energy is going to flow, and you're going to have more of what you don't want. But again, if you're focused on what you really want and your goals, energy will flow there and you will accomplish it. So I was doing great, right? I was in the top 10. And so that was the midway point throughout the year. And come fall, like it was October and November, my relationship started to suffer in my life. I was fighting with Brad all the time. I just was having this guilt as a mom. I was still working 50 hours a week, right, guys? So I wasn't doing a great job at work anymore, because I was just, all I thought about was this goal. And so Brad obviously expressed, Mama, did you hear him? He said, Mama, hi, here, sit down. Here, sit down. There you go, buddy. Yeah, my little buddy. And so you guys, I was like doing so great at this goal, but then Brad obviously was getting annoyed with this, and he expressed his concern, and we started to fight. And I said, you're not being supportive. And he was like this and that. So we met in the middle, long story short, and I started to focus more on my priorities, which was my family. And I still was obsessed with this goal, but just not as much as I was throughout it was like insane obsessed. And so I started to balance, and that's the message I'm trying to share with you, is to find balance and to always keep your priorities on top and still shoot for these huge goals as long as you're keeping your priorities in check, which I wasn't at that point. So I got some balance and I got some perspective on everything, and I started to work more on relationships, and I was in the top 10 through the whole year, right? And then in November, I was in the top 10. In December, I ended the year ranked number 11 or 12. So I missed out on the goal. What I realized, I'm so happy that happened. I could have been very discouraged because I was Success Partners with 3 other people in the top 10, and us 4 were like best friends, and we were working towards this goal the whole year together. Like, we're pushing each other, whatever. All 3 of them ended up in the top 10 except for me. It was a hard pill to swallow for sure, but it was such a great lesson. And I'm so glad God did that to me, because it taught me a great lesson that I can teach my team, that I could teach you guys, that I'm learning myself. Instead of being like, oh, this is BS, and blame Brad, or blame my family, or blame myself, or blame the company, or the flaw, thinking there's flaws in Beachbody or anything like that. I just was like, this is such a great lesson. What I learned is that when you got in the top 10, which is a huge accomplishment, huge, you were rewarded a trip. The trip was in France, I believe, and you would go biking in France. Such a huge opportunity. But here's the thing. I never left my son before. So I would have never went on that trip and left my son. Number 1. So I was going after a goal, and the reward for the goal was that you got a trip and that you were in the top 10. I don't like to be the center of attention. So being in the top 10 and having to get recognized on stage and all that stuff is awesome. And obviously I do it because I've accomplished other goals where I was recognized on stage, and I do it, but it's very uncomfortable. It's not something that I like need to have happen. Let's put it that way. So, because I don't like to be the center of attention. So that was one thing that you get. And plus you get this trip. I don't like biking, and I would never want to be away from my son. And Brad and I both couldn't go for sure because somebody would have to stay home with Lane. So for 12 months, I was going after a goal that I didn't really fully want. I hate to say that, but I didn't really fully want that. You know what I'm saying? It was so great that I pushed myself towards that goal because my business exploded and I got huge results and my income grew huge. And that momentum that I built that first year carried on through years and years to come, and still is carrying on today. So I don't regret it, but this is why you write out your priorities first. If I would have done that and I wrote out family first on my top priorities, then I would have never suffered. My relationships and my relationship with Brad and I would never have suffered. I wouldn't have been so hung up on that top 10 goal to feel down when I didn't hit it. And I didn't realize all of this until January when it all started to settle in. I'm like, dude, like, did I even really want that? I had to ask myself that. So make sure that you're writing your priorities and not skipping step 3 before you get into step 4, 5, 6, 7, because you don't want to be going after a goal that you don't even want. Okay? Mama. So step number 4, here's the fun part. Finally, write a list of, you can start off, if you want to start off doing 5 goals, that's fine. But the goal is to write it on a piece of paper 1 through 10. And you write 1 through 10 and organize. You can organize these goals too, long-term, medium-term, short-term. You can do that if you want. I like to do that. And then also you can, you write your goals as if you've already okay. Sorry, I thought that was step 5. Nope, that's not. So number 4, when you're writing out your goals, write them as if you've already achieved them. Like, I weigh this weight, and be very specific with your very specific. Don't just say, I lose weight in 2017. Say, I weigh blank by blank. So I weigh 130 pounds by March 15th, 2017, something like that. You have to be very specific. You can't be vague with goals, and list them as if you already achieved them. So I am a diamond coach by, and put your goal date. Okay. I'm trying to think of other things. Whatever. Sorry, Hudson's being sassy, and he doesn't have, Brad's not around, so I can't have Brad take them. Step number 5, list ways to achieve these goals. So after you get done with step number 4 and you've written down all 10 goals, what I like to do is start reviewing my goals and figure out what is the most important goal, not the most important, but what is the goal that will help me achieve all the other goals. There's usually 1 or 2 goals that if you achieve those 2 goals, all of the other goals will just fall into place and happen. You know what I'm saying? You'll know what I'm saying. If you've never goal set before and this will be your first time, you'll get it. So what are like 1 to 2 goals out of these 10 goals that'll help me achieve all the other goals? Then you're going to pick those goals and turn the page. Then you're on the top of the next page, you're going to write down that Shalene calls it the push goal. You can call it whatever you want. Write down your push goal on top of that sheet. So let's just say it was, I am a diamond coach. That was my push goal. Then I'm going to list 1 through 20. And I'm going to list 20 ways on how I'm going to achieve that goal. Does that make sense? Now, if you really want to set your life on fire, do this for every single one of those 10 goals. List 20 ways on how you're going to achieve each one of your goals. That, my friends, is going to make you find success in your life. So Brian Tracy completely transformed his life in 1 year too. And he did this by goal setting every single day and listing 20 ways on how he would achieve each goal every single day. Okay? This is what I did. I reviewed my goals. So here's step number 6. Review, review, review. Every single morning, I would get my workout in and do my stuff like that. Then I'd make a cup of coffee and have my breakfast. And over breakfast and coffee, I would review my goals and I'd read them out loud every single day. And I'd visualize them happening. So I'd close my eyes and visualize all this stuff happening. And I'd feel the feelings that I would feel as if I've already achieved these goals. How would I feel if I achieved the goals, right? So I did this. I reviewed them every day and I rewrote my goals every Sunday. So once a week. So obviously the more you rewrite them, the more your focus is going to be and the more energy will flow towards your goal. I did it once a week. Brian Tracy did it every single day. You decide what you're going to do for you. But either way, you need to reread your goals every single day, no matter what. Step number 7, share, but only with supportive people. Remember I was talking, first of all, you don't want to have naysayers bringing you down. So if somebody is not supportive, you don't want them bringing you down and discouraging you and all this stuff. So don't share with people who aren't supportive. But on top of that, if you're sharing with people who aren't supportive and they're speaking negatively about your goals to you and behind your back, that again is the law of attraction. You don't want any negativity to be surrounded by these goals. You want only positive, uplifting people who are very supportive of you and are going to make you push towards those goals and help you stay accountable and just be in your corner. That's who you want to share with. And that is it. Repeat, repeat, repeat over and over again. Now for a vision board, now that you have your goals in your head, out on paper, and you're starting to flow energy around these goals, now you can create a vision board or a dream board. So refer back to your goal list, close your eyes, and start visualizing your goals becoming your reality. That needs to happen. I know that sounds kind of crazy and you might be embarrassed doing this, but visualization is a very key component to goal setting. You need to close your eyes and visualize your goals happening. One of my goals was I build, how did I write this out? I should get my goal notebook, but it was about building our dream home. So maybe I live in our dream home in Pine Creek. Maybe it was something like that. I can't remember now, 7 years ago. But I wrote it as if I already happened. And every night before bed, I would sit down, close my eyes, put in, I had a white noise app on my phone. And so I would just put headphones on because Brad would be watching TV and I gave up TV in 2010 to work on my business. And I put headphones on and I would just close my eyes and walk through our dream home. I'd walk through the door. I'd walk through my children's room. I'd go through our kitchen. I'd be on our deck. I'd go to our master bedroom, all this stuff. I'd walk through our dream home because I visualized it every single day. And that became my reality. Visualization is key. Okay, so I visualize when I'm writing my goals or when I'm reviewing my goals. And then every night before bed, right before you fall asleep, is a great time to do visualization. Okay, then what you're gonna do is go online or get some magazines. It depends if you're gonna do an online dream board or if you're gonna do a bulletin board dream board. You okay, little buddy? You okay, little buddy? Oh, you're so cute. I love you. Then you're going to go and find pictures that represent your vision or goals. So you can see on my vision boards right here on the screen, you can see, I got a cool story to tell you in a second, but this one says Cottage on the Chain 2016. This white background vision board that says my future, priorities, God, family, business. See how I put my priorities right on the top of my dream board. This was from, I created this, I believe, in 2013 and posted it in 2014. Okay. And what's so crazy is this was done in 3 years prior than what I Cottage on the Chain 2016. So see, it doesn't have to be like 12 months from now that you put stuff on your dream board, but it needs to be a goal date's on there, you know? Attend Sunrise. I attended Sunrise twice now. Look at this as a goal that I have not achieved yet. I write a New York Times best-selling book sharing Lily's recovery story. And I put a book cover there and New York Times best-selling. Take my team on a retreat to Cabo. I did that. So as you can see, actually we did this year, Lily Gives Hope nonprofit. Okay, so anyways, you see what I mean? You create these, you find pictures that represent your goals to you, and then you slap them on a dream board. I use PicMonkey. So you can use, you can use a bulletin board, or you can use PicMonkey, or there's other apps out there too that you can find in Google and find your own, okay? I like PicMonkey now because it's just fun to use for me. Super easy too. So let me tell you a crazy story. As you can see, Cottage on the Chain, that chain is the chain of lakes in Spread Eagle, Wisconsin. And I wrote 2016, okay? And now here's my dream board from last year for 2016, right? I created this in 2015, but this was for 2016. Down here in the corner, it says, I own a family lake cottage, okay? Can you see that? And I have like a lake here and whatever. So here's the thing. Brad and I wrote this down 7 years ago, and it's showed up on our goal list or our dream boards every single year for 7 years. I had no idea how I was gonna accomplish this when I wrote 2016, but I put it on there, okay? And one thing about these cottages on the chain is majority of the cottages have these super, you have the cottage and it's on a hill, and you have super steep stairs that you have to walk down to get to the lake. Well, I did not want a cottage like that. I wanted a cottage that, because there's a few of them, not a ton, but there's a few that you just walk out of your cottage and it's flat ground right to the lake. No stairs, just a yard and then the lake. And that's what I wanted. There was not one cottage on the chain that I liked, okay, at this point. That was for sale, I should say. I'm like, oh, dang, none of these are for sale. You know, so in 2016, I had no plans whatsoever to buy a cottage, none whatsoever. Then Brad's family had Morgan, his sister, was getting married, and she had a bachelorette party, and then they had a pontoon. They borrowed somebody's pontoon boat. So the day after the bachelorette party, Mama, come here, Bubba. Oh, I love you. The day after the bachelorette party, Brad and I had another couple over, and we went on the pontoon boat that we had borrowed from the friend, and we took a ride around all the lakes, the chain of lakes. And while we were driving around, having fun, just chatting, that we saw a for sale sign in somebody's yard, and it was a cottage that had no stairs. It was super cute, and we're like, oh my God. So I had no plans of even buying this cottage, but I wanted to look at it. So we called our realtor and we're like, oh my God, let's go look at this. And Brad is more, I'm the more psychotic, frugal, don't like to spend money person. And he's more of like the frivolous, let's do this type person. You have those in relationships, you balance each other out. So he was all like, oh my God, I'm just so excited to see this cottage. And that was like stressing me out because I knew that meant we'd have to spend money. So I'm like, I was kind of like actually talking myself out of it. So on July 21st, 2016, we went and walked through this cottage. It was so flippin' cute. I fell in love with it. It was exactly what we wanted. There was a right next to the master bedroom, there was a kid's bedroom with 2 beds in it for Lane and Lily. I mean, it was just like so perfect. So we're like, oh my God, this is it. I need this cottage. So we ended up buying this cottage. We paid cash for it and we own it free and clear. And it's the best purchase that I think I've ever made. Okay. And so I had no idea about these vision boards. I ended up going back to look for a picture on my Facebook, and I ran across both of these vision boards. And I was like, oh my God, I put in 2015, when I made my 2016 board, I wrote on there, I own a family lake cottage and we're buying it. We're in the process of buying it. Then I went back further. I'm like, I'm going to look on my old vision board from the previous year and see what I put on there. So I went and looked at this one, the white one that you're looking at. And I was like, shut up. It says Cottage on the Chain 2016. I was like, shut up. Then I looked at the date that I posted it on Facebook. It was July 21st, 2 years prior. So on the very same day that I made the dream board and posted it on Facebook, that was the day that we walked through and we made the offer and we said, we're buying this cottage. Wow, right? That's insane. It was literally to the date when I posted the dream board that we were actually purchasing this cottage. That's insane. That's what's going to happen in your life, you guys. That is what will happen if you let yourself dream big. If you let yourself dream big, you go after your dreams, you start doing this consistently. Consistently is the key. You have to do it every single day. Review your goals every single week. Rewrite your goals, because wherever your focus goes, energy flows. So why not focus on creating your dream life and just, getting everything that God's putting on your heart, actually get going towards the path that God's trying to lead you down and achieving all these things. Okay. So that's it for today. The last thing I want to say, if anybody, I do have a 2017, in 2017, I'm doing something that I've never done before. I'm doing a year-long challenge group for any coach who decides to join my team, for any coach who is currently personally sponsored by me, and for anybody who just a customer who just wants to get healthy in 2017. Like, you're just thinking, okay, after hearing this training, I just want to be the best version of myself. I want to get healthy and fit. Well, I have a year, so not only you join in January of my challenge group, and you will get access to my challenge group and accountability through the other people in the group and have me as your coach for forever, but you'll get in this access to this challenge group for a full year. Okay. And so if you're interested in joining my New You challenge group, that's going to be for 12 months. Message me. Just go to Mindy or email me at mindywender@gmail.com, or shoot me a message on Facebook, or however you want to do it. But my email is mindywender, MINDYWENDER@gmail.com, and I will send you the information on my challenge group. On top of that, that kind of goes with my year-long. Oh, Hudson's waving at the screen, you guys. It kind of goes with my year-long challenge group. Is Beachbody just announced that they're on the 27th of December. They announced that they're doing an annual all-access Beachbody On Demand challenge pack. So you get access to every single program, and you can stream it on Beachbody On Demand whenever, from any device, computer, TV, iPad, whatever, iPhone. You can stream your workouts from wherever, and you get all programs. So normally when somebody buys a challenge pack, they get one program. You will get all programs, and any new program that comes out in 2017, which we always have new programs coming out, you will automatically get access to all of the brand new programs. So this is why I love this, because you get the annual membership for a full year. So you're not setting yourself up to just do a 30-day workout program or a 21-day workout program or a 90-day workout program. You're going to set yourself up to have the expectations of yourself that I'm working on my health and fitness for 12 months. I am committing to a 12-month Beachbody On Demand membership. I'm in Mindy's 12-month challenge group. And so you're more likely to stick with it the whole year. That's what I love about it. But anyways, if you want more information, like I said, shoot me a message on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Mindy Wender, or shoot me sorry, Hudson's psycho. Or shoot me an email at mindywender@gmail.com. Okay. And if you already have a coach, please, by all means, please refer to your coach. Okay. Because they have the same stuff going on, so they can help you in their own challenge group. Okay, you guys, that is it. I got to stop screen sharing. That is it. Thank you for tuning in. I will post the recording of this training on Facebook. Again, it's facebook.com/Mindy Wender, or it's facebook.com/Mindy Wender Fitness. I have 2 pages on Facebook, so either one, I'm going to post on both. So please share the link with your friends, your family. I feel like 2017 is going to be awesome, and this will definitely help you and anybody else that you share this with. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will chat with you soon.